Winter in the Pacific Northwest really doesn't offer that many great opportunities to go sailing. We'll do an occasional day trip, but between the snow and the rain and the clouds, generally the cold weather, we really don't spend a lot of time on the boat in the wintertime. As a result, we were thinking maybe this week's video, a fun thing to do might be to show some of the I think are our favorite, but maybe the 10 best destinations in the San Juan Island group. Even when the weather's bad, we do end up heading up to the boat because we want to make sure that we run the engine at least every 4 to 6 weeks, even in the wintertime. And we typically run it every 3 weeks. Here we are just arriving at the marina, and what we do is we check basically to make sure that we don't have any kind of water intrusion, through any of the deck hardware. Make sure that the stanchions look good. Make sure the lines look appropriate. We don't want anything to be too loose. We also make sure that the dinghy is pumped up so it's not going to slide off the back. So here are some of our most visited anchorages in the San Juan Island group, starting with number 10. And by the way, we've included a QR code to link to all of the state park information on each of these anchorages. Jones Island State Park is located at the northern end of the San Juan Channel. There are a couple of mooring buoys on the south side of the island and a cove in the north with a short dock and some anchoring. Leaving Anacortes, it takes about 4 hours to get to Jones Island, and it's kind of important, especially on a slow boat, to make sure that you go with the tide and with the currents through some of the passes before you get there. As you can see from these photos, we tend to anchor on the south side of the island, hopefully grabbing one of the two available mooring buoys. We prefer that to the cove on the north side. The island is surrounded with basically all kinds of trails. You have prickly pear cactus, and you've got very, very calm waters. Kayakers love it. There are deer on the island, and people actually feed the deer. They're quite tame there. A lot of campsites, and again, for more information, check out the QR code we included. The next destination on our list is James Island Marine State Park, located on the western side of Rosario Strait. It's got basically, again, two anchorages, one on the east, one on the west. There's also a fairly strong current that runs between Decatur Head and James Island, so if you do take a dinghy across, be sure to do that during slack tide. Sailing between Anacortes and James Island only takes about 2 hours. Essentially, you're going across Rosario Strait, so winds out of the north or south give you a really nice beam reach. The northern anchorage off James Island has 3 or 4 mooring buoys, and the southern anchorage, even though they show one on the charts, there are no mooring buoys there. We tend to use the northern buoys if we're there for a day trip. If we're there overnight, we try and drop anchor on the southern side. The beaches are beautiful. It's a little steep on the northern side and really nice gradual beach on the southern side. There's areas for camping, for sunbathing, picnic tables, a dock. Now the dock is only 6 feet deep at its deepest, so you got to kind of watch the tides if you're going to use the dock and you have any kind of a deep draft. It's, again, a beautiful place to stay for the day or overnight, and if you want to get more information on the facilities available, go ahead and click on the QR code in the intro to James Island. During the warmer summer months, especially on weekends, James Island can host quite a few people. There's a lot of boating pressure, and it's not uncommon not to have buoys available and not to have space available at the dock. Like on most of the marine state parks, if you plan on having a fire, you really want to bring your own firewood. That's something that often campers forget about, but it's important to bring firewood rather than foraging to gather firewood. Like many of the marine parks, there are hiking trails that go all over James Island. A couple of them are fairly aggressive as far as the elevation gain, and you've got some beautiful views from some of the higher trails.
But it'd have to give an incentive, make places like
we are set. I can't keep moving once
entice people to give incentive.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
But we could check it in the morning. If there's a free buoy tomorrow, do you want
If
to?
anyone knows of any person
Nah, not worth it.
You think it's okay ferrying the stuff back and forth?
Yeah, it worked coming here. It'll work going
we
back.
don't really get paid. We don't really get paid either.
Like in a lateral position as I am, and we were facing our campsite.
Here's another Catalina 34 pulling into the same anchorage on the south side of the island.
Yeah, that was good. This would have been good too, but I really like that island.
They're a little bit higher up, maybe a little bit less exposed.
Our next destination is Saddlebag Island Marine State Park, just to the east of Guimes Island. You'll notice again there's a north and south anchorage. We always choose the southern anchorage because I don't trust the winds on the north. It's less than an hour, a straight shot from Anacortes, and as a result we go there often. Looking south from our anchorage, you'll see the March Point Refinery. I believe it's the Marathon gas refinery. The views are amazing. The beach on the north is the Better Beach. Beautiful hikes all over the island.
Yep. I realize that.
Our next destination in this video is Blind Bay on Shaw Island. There is a state park and Blind Island with some moorings, but our favorite is the east side of Blind Bay. And again, getting there from Anacortes takes about 3 hours. We try and go at the end of the ebb, beginning of the flood, so that we can get across Rosario and back into Shaw with the current helping us along.
We're snugged up and set for the evening ourselves. Yeah, you're not going to get any wind up here hardly. It's rare, by the way, to get any like you've got right here. This is unheard of, this amount of wind in here.
Really?
This is typically so, you wouldn't get a ripple usually.
Huh.
Well, that's kind of cool that we went over there. I've never stopped in there and we'd never have seen it, you know.
What a neat little town.
It is so cool. Here we got the ferry, you know, with the mountain in the background, Baker.
God. Beautiful spot.
Yeah. Of course, we just come under there.
These pastoral scenes are repeated throughout the island.
Yeah.
Unless it swings around all the way, which it might.
Yeah. It's moving pretty fast. Or we will.
The next of our favorite anchorages is Clark Island Marine State Park. Now, Clark Island, like most of them, has an east and a west side, and we really prefer, for comfort, the west side, but the east side has a lot more mooring buoys, but you get some rolling in there. The sail from Anacortes to Clark Island usually takes us a little less than 3 hours. We head up Bellingham Channel, and again on a flood you're probably about 2 hours and 45 minutes. If you have a decent wind, you can even cut that a little shorter. And here we are coming into the east anchorage on Clark Island. We like to just grab a buoy because the holding's not that reliable. The beach on the west side is also sandy, as opposed to the gravel beach on the east side. Here we are on a mooring buoy on the east side, but again, it's a very rolly and rocky mooring. So if you want a really peaceful night, you want to be on the west side. That's Barnes Island in the distance as we look over the top of the island. And here's the gravel beach, and I'll try and show a little more of that gravel, maybe a close-up of it. You can see again how the east side is pretty much open, and you can see some of the swells coming in right now. So that's something to keep in mind. Here's a shot of the gravel beach, and a reminder that a strong ebb or flood can generate a lot of wave activity. Now in this shot we basically are at an ebb, but it's just the very beginning of the ebb, so you're not getting a lot of that activity.
Oh. Coming up. Totally different.
Look at, 3 buoys now.
They're on.
Yeah, but no, 3 buoys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they used to only have 2.
Here you can see how much nicer the sand is on the west beach. Basically, you've got a sunset view from here and soft sand.
And we have three buoys.
Mount Constitution, Orcas Island.
Mount Constitution, Orcas Island.
And we have better cell phone coverage here than we do at home.
Yeah, we're loving the cell phone coverage here.
Since this video is getting a bit long, we'll split it into 2 parts and show the next 5 of our top 10 in next week's video.